Hello my friends and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about the GT Omega Prime Lite cockpit. So the configuration of this cockpit is phenomenal. Like with every profile cockpit, you really have a lot of configuration that you can do, and you can like completely make it to your liking. To start off, we have the wheelbase holder, which rests between two pillars, which can be slided over the entire length of the base profiles. And also, what I think is very neat with this cockpit is that they gave you the choice, or you can bolt the plate, also the profile which holds the wheelbase plate. You can bolt it into place into the both side profiles, or you can use like these hand screws that you can just screw them in. So you have 4 in them, so I chose for this option, and it allows you to easily lower and make it a bit higher so that you can more easily adjust the steering wheel. This is something special because I haven't seen it with any other profile rig, so it's very exclusive for this seat, and it works very well. The mechanism to attach the wheelbase is thought through. You can detach the top part and just attach it easily to the wheelbase. Afterwards, you can place it on the bottom piece and bolt it into place. Via the 4 screws by the side, the steering wheel can be tilted up and down slightly, and the lower part of the holder will allow you to fine-tune the position for an extra few centimeters. For the pedals, well, the pedals the same thing, so you can glide them all over the profile length. Of course, yeah, you need to take into account where your wheelbase pillars are, but they can be elevated in 6 different positions. It should accommodate most, if not all, the mainstream pedals bases out there, with the high amount of slots that there are available to use. The seat can be positioned between the base profiles and can be fine-tuned by both a seat slider and recliner. So build quality is also phenomenal. I built it myself, this one from scratch also, and where I had issues like with the Simex Pro, that I went crazy with putting it together because it was so difficult. I managed to do this one in a couple of hours by myself, without any cussing or whatever. So it was a very nice experience also to build. When you compare the profiles with those of an Simex Pro X80, you can see that they used a substantial amount less aluminium, making it lighter. Now, I am no expert in profiles, but to me it still feels of very high quality. I think what is most important in building profile rigs is the design of it and the way you attach them together. The fact that they use less resources is not a necessary bad thing if the design allows it. The side profiles that are mounted to the base profiles are attached in 3 different positions with a total of 6 screws, and I have to say, under the heavy load of beam and G-force feedback, the wheelbase showed little to no flex. The same goes for the pedals. When driving, there is no noticeable flex. The black paint is glossy and fairly scratch resistant. It looks great, and the only remark I have here is that you will see fingerprints and dust easily. But I guess this is with all glossy black profiles the same. A last thing I want to add under build quality is the seat itself. I have learned something from reviewing sim rigs, and it is that there is often a focus on the stability more than there is on the seating comfort. For me, this is actually one of the most important things, and when I sit in the RS12 chair, I really sit comfortable. It is adjustable with seat rails for easy entry and a recliner, and it is very spacious compared to other seating areas I have tested so far. The fabric they used is resistant to water, dirt and oils, according to GT Omega. But that is something I don't really want to test out, and I will take their word for it until I accidentally spill something on it. For finishing, the stitching is well done. The eye catchers are well worked out, and the reclining mechanism and seat rails both feel solid. The caps that cover the reclining mechanism could have used some extra care. One of them feels very flimsy. I tried to screw it back off and on again, but I just couldn't get it more firmly attached than this. Another point is the position of the recliner handle. With the shifter attached to the right side, it blocks access to the handle and bumps into the vertical 4040 profile when you slide the chair back and forth. That being said, I nodded my head several times in approval when I built and tested this rig. It just feels all how I expected. Normally when you buy a rig like this, there's not a lot of features with it. Here you had something very important. You had the shifter holder, which is not included in the most of the cheapest profile rigs out there. So here it is included with the shifter holder profile in two pieces, and then you have like the plate which holds the shifter itself. So this is included. What else is included? They have like these very, very handy clips for cable management that you just can click in the profile slots and then just turn, and then you attach your cables to it. Very, very nice that they included it. The standard feet of the rig are made out of hard plastic. Again, nothing bad, and especially not for me since I have the additional caster wheels, but it might have been finished with some more soft plastic or rubber that doesn't leave any traces instead of these. I suspect they might leave scratches in soft surfaces when moved. As mentioned before, they included lever driven screws to attach the wheelbase profile to the side profiles, a feature surely worth mentioning. In fact, all the bolts they provided are pretty decent. They have these ribbed edges for easy grip. A last thing I want to add are the tools that come with the installation. I think I have already a box full of imbus keys, but the ones I got with the GT Omega are of really good quality. It might be trivial for some that are well equipped, but for me it's really made constructing the cockpit a lot more easy. So options, I mean, if you look at their shop, they have about everything. So cup holders, headset holders, even, and that is something very interesting too. Perhaps I'm going to buy it. So they have like a plate which goes between your pedals and the seat itself. So you have like this metal plate. Fantastic that they even got that. I had one option that I bought with the chair, and that are some caster wheels, because since I need to move the rig quite a lot, I thought it would be a very good investment to buy them. You can buy the frame itself without a seat, so that makes the seat an option too. There is a wide variety of seats offered by GT Omega, and most are just seats they use for their other branch being office chairs. Some drivers that look for a bit more color in their life will be very happy to know that the RS12 seat also comes in pink and red. The price is very interesting. It is an introductory price, of course, for this rig, because it just was released, and it is 611 euros. So this includes the entire rig, the shifter support, and the seat with the seat rails on it, and the declining thing. So it's a very, very sharp price for what you get. Important here to mention is that the price is shipping included, at least for the EU. Most other manufacturers have extra shipping and or tax fees dependent on where you order from. I think it's only natural to speak highly of chairs you choose and own, and perhaps the review is a bit biased in that way, but there are so many positive points in the build that are very hard to ignore. Like all of you out there, I was just looking for that seat that fitted me the best, and I think I have to be careful what I say, but I think I found it. So what I like about it a lot is that the seat that comes with it is very, very solid. It sits well. I mean, I don't use my seat only for racing. I also use it to play Fortnite with my daughter, and so I spent several hours in this seat, and it's so comfortable. It feels so good. Yeah, the only thing is, of course, the finishing on the recliner that I thought was a bit less. In all, it is a great rig that offers stability, comfort, configurability, and also important, a good price. It will be hard to beat this chair, but if the competition feels it can do better, my mailbox is always open. And of course, I will continue reviewing Profile in other weeks too to see if it can be topped. I hope you guys had something from this video. Give me a like if you had, or a comment if you have something to add. And well, if you want to see more reviews of me, you can subscribe to this channel. And yeah, I will see you all next video. Bye bye.